Okay. Greetings to each and everyone presented in this forum. Myself, Bhavastra, who is going to travel with you for the next few hours. Let's begin. First and foremost, we are very happy to have you all here. Thank you for taking the time to spend with us this Sunday. Af- So, after graduation, each and every one of us will be confused about what is next after the graduation. Like, we are there to help you out to find the right path for yourself. So, let us just give a quick introduction about us. We are well known as ExcelR Solutions. So, ExcelR is an initiative of IIM, IIT, and ISB alumni. We are headquartered in Houston, across the globe, and in various cities in India. Basically, ExcelR is into IT consulting, training, and product development company aimed at solving critical business problems using machine learning and artificial intelligence. So, we'll just see what ExcelR does. ExcelR actually offers 60 plus online and offline classroom courses with a top-notch quality. And we are collaborated with Steinbach University, Germany, IBM, and TCS with the post-graduation programs and various diploma programs. And let me just tell you another more important factor about ExcelR. ExcelR has won lots of awards, naming a few. We were the winner of the Fast 50 in 2018 for the Deloitte and a consistent business partner with TCS for the certification to all our courses. We won many such awards with Silicon India in 2018 for 20 most promising data analytics. So, adding even more to the list by winning CIO review for 20 most promising data analytics and won Analytics India magazine on 10 leading courses for blockchain 2019. Moving forward, we have two most important panelists with us in today's session. Yeah. First being Mr. Ram Tavva, who is the alumni of IIM Kolkata. He has 23 years of professional and consulting experience and also 14 years of experience in the training field, and he has more than 5,000 professionals across the globe. He has trained more than 5,000 professionals across the globe. So next comes the great influencer and a great speaker, Mr. Murali, an architect at Exformic. And also he is a team lead at V2 Software Private Limited and One Point Globe India Private Limited. Apart from this, he has also been a senior software engineer in various private limited. So now, I'm just, without further more delay, I would like to hand over the session to Mr. Ram Tavva, who is going to continue the session.
Hi, Bhavishra. Thank you for the wonderful session. And can you all hear me?
Yes, sir. We could able to hear you.
Thank you very much for confirmation. And I hope you can all see. So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today, as you all know, the topic is choosing the right course in the space of job market. As you all aware, post-graduation, when you are trying to pursue some job opportunities, you'll be at crossroads. You'll be perplexed which course to choose, which is the right course for you, given your strengths and weaknesses. As you all know, a single technology will not suit for every person. Some will be very strong in programming, some will be mediocre in programming, some will hate programming, some are very good at mathematics, some are mediocre at mathematics, and some are very bad at mathematics. So given these constraints, given these weaknesses and strengths, there are different choices one should make as per their strengths and weaknesses. Having said this, we have done a thorough research on the most trending technologies in the space of job market, in the current job market. And we have shortlisted certain courses which are very hot in the market. Having said this, it doesn't mean that you don't have other technologies which are very hot in the market. So we have taken the best of the 10. There are a few other courses which are also good, which are not listed here. But in the future, these courses may emerge as market leaders in the job market. One should remember the job opportunities pertaining to any technology will change from time to time. And when it comes to the jobs and the job market and the technologies, ideally there will be three categories: hot technologies, warm technologies, and cold technologies. I'm telling this in the context of job market, ladies and gentlemen. What do you mean by hot technologies in the context of job market? What do you mean by warm technologies? What do you mean by cold technologies? Hot technologies, as the name suggests, they're very hot in the market, and there's a huge void between the demand and supply. The demand is very high, the supply is very meager. Getting a job in this space is very easy, and even the pay packets, the packages for this kind of technologies will be very, very lucrative and very, very good. And next comes warm technologies. They were hot some time back, and now they were warm, right? So, for example, if you take technologies like SAP, 15 years back, SAP was very hot. Now it has moved into a warm mode because the supply has matched with the demand, right? Then it has become warm technology. And then comes cold technologies. Cold technologies, the opportunities are very limited. They are more like legacy and redundant technologies. For example, if you take mainframes is more of a legacy technology. Companies are maintaining this technology just for the heck of it because they had to maintain. It's just like riding a tiger, right? They cannot get out of it. So the job opportunities for this kind of cold technologies will be very, very limited. So now, as freshers in the market, getting a job is more easier when you choose hot technologies. Why? Because of the void between the demand and supply. When there are 100 opportunities and the supply is only 50, it means there is only 50% supply, then obviously even the companies have no other go that they have to hire anyone that comes into their way, even with mediocre knowledge. If you go with cold technologies or warm technologies, the void between the demand and supply will be very limited. If warm technologies, in fact, the demand between supply and the gap between the supply and demand will be more or the same. So getting a job in this space will be slightly difficult because already they're getting experienced people in the market. Cold technologies, it's better not to go for it, right? Supply is more, opportunities are further less, right? It is better to avoid such type of cold technologies. Now, we have enlisted certain hot technologies for you, which are very hot in the market. Probably after 5 years, 10 years, these hot technologies may move into the warm mode. And these warm technologies, they move into the cold mode. And the technologies which are still emerging like IoT, blockchain, which are not hot in the market, they may become hot in the future, right? So this list is very dynamic and this list will keep changing from time to time. So we made all attempt to give you one of the hot technologies or the best technologies which are very hot in the market. So we have done a thorough research, as I said, right? So now let us start with the first technology, data science and big data. Probably you are hearing this buzzword, big data, data science. Now let us try to understand what is data science, what is big data, what kind of job opportunities you can find in this space, what are the prerequisites, what prerequisites one should possess. I mean, should you have good programming knowledge, or should you have good analytical skills? So with every technology what we are going to discuss, we briefly discuss what this technology is all about, and what are the roles and what are the roles that will be associated with these technologies, and what are the responsibilities one needs to do as part of your day-to-day job routine, and what kind of demand is there in the market, and what are the pay package, like what are the salary packages for this, and what will be the future prospects. With every technology, this is what we are going to discuss. And then at the end of the session, you'll have question and answers. You can park your questions for till the end of the session, and we'll be more than happy to answer your questions, right? So there will be a lot of questions that will be lingering in your mind. So you are free to ask any question. If it is too personal, if we have to evaluate your profile, then if you have to give a piece of advice, then we'll share our numbers. You can contact these numbers and you can book a slot, so that our career counselors will reach you out, senior trainers will reach you out, will understand your profile, and will give you the right guidance. Now let us start with data science and big data. What is big data? Big data, as I suggested, is all about the volumes of data is so big. As the name suggests, a big data, huge volumes of data, humongous amounts of data. Around 10 years back, the volumes of data that's getting generated is not so great. But in the last 10 years, owing to digitalization, lot of data is getting generated. Lot of data is getting generated. Let us take the example of Amazon, or let us take the example of IRCTC. IRCTC, how many tickets they sell online? How much data is getting generated? Similarly, in Amazon, if you take globally, see the millions of transactions that are happening in Amazon. And all this transactional data that's getting generated is huge, humongous. We are talking about petabytes. So that is big data. Big data, as the name suggests, is nothing but the data in huge volumes, right? So how to store these huge volumes of data in a structured manner, and how do you retrieve this data as and when required, is all about big data. If you go to Walmart or if you go to Big Bazaar, they get lot of stock, lot of inventory they maintain. Every day, lot of stock they get. So this stock, they have to arrange in their store or in their backyard in a proper manner so that they can retrieve so easily. Tomorrow, let us say in the main store, the soaps got exhausted and they want to get the stock of soaps from the store, go down, and they want to put it into the rack. So you have to put it in a structured manner. So how do you put this huge volumes of data, humongous amounts of data in a structured manner? And how do you retrieve as and when required is all about big data. And everywhere, with the advent of IoT, with the advent of sensors, with everything becoming digitalized, huge volumes of data is getting generated, and the need for the professionals to store this data is creating a lot of jobs in this space. And similarly, data science or data analytics. So what do you do once you store this data? After storing this data, you have to analyze it. That is the reason you are storing it. You are not just storing for the heck of it. So you will take this data and you will analyze. For example, let us take the case of Big Bazaar. So you are storing this Big Bazaar's transactional data, and after some time you want to analyze the data and you want to gain some insight. Which product has sold more? Which product has sold less? Which two products are bought together? Right? A person who is purchasing bread is also purchasing milk. Which brand is selling more? Which is profitable? Which is less profitable? And if this is a trend, how much stock they have to maintain, how much inventory they need to maintain in the future. And they do a forecasting as well. So a data scientist is nothing but is the one who is studying of the data. So in school also we used to study, if you are studying about natural organisms, we used to call it as natural sciences. If you are studying about physical objects, we used to call it as physical sciences in your school, right? So if you are studying about data, we call it as data science. We call it as data science. So you take this data, you have to take this unstructured data, you have to do a data cleansing, you have to structure this data, and then subsequently you have to analyze this data. You have to analyze. And once you analyze this data, you'll gain the insights. You have to show in the form of a report to the management, and then subsequently you have to do a forecasting also using complex machine learning algorithms. So big data is all about storing huge volumes of data in a proper manner. Data science is all about analyzing that stored data and developing some insight, and thereby you can take some decision, a business decision, an informed decision post analyzing this data. It is all about data science. You may ask me a question, Ram, data science is becoming popular, or the word data science has become a buzzword in the last 3 to 4 years. Before that, are the businesses were not analyzing this? Big Bazaar, was it not analyzing the data? Are they not taking a decision after analysis? Yes, they were doing it. They were doing it. Remember, data science is a primitive entity. There is nothing new here. Data science is all about analyzing the data. Analyzing the data. But earlier, they used to analyze using conventional tools like Microsoft Excel, where volumes are very limited, or they used to store in data warehousing tools or Oracle databases where the storage capacity is very limited. But now, with the advent of the latest tools and technologies, the way how they have been analyzing it changed. How they are building the machine learning algorithms so that the machines can learn and they do the analysis in the future. So earlier in data analysis, people used to analyze the data all throughout. But now you'll build a solution so that initially you do the analysis, subsequently the machine, your computer will start analyzing, and thereby it will take the decisions as part of artificial intelligence. So we are using the latest technologies, the latest programming languages, the way how you have been analyzing, the way how you are grooming your machines to analyze themselves, and the way how you are forecasting for the future. So in data science is another element called forecasting. Forecasting is nothing but predicting the future based on the past. Normally you also go to any palmist or astrologist, no? You take your kundali, your jatakam, you'll take there and you'll ask, hey, this is my past, can you predict the future? They also do the forecasting, they also do the prediction, but it is unscientific. But here, with algorithms, how you forecast with more precision is more, you will have a more scientific approach. And with this advent of humongous amount of data, lot of jobs are getting created in this space. That is the reason now every university across India, they're introducing those courses, data science, big data, machine learning, artificial intelligence into the curriculum. Most of you must be aware, like you are all engineering students or the recent pass outs, or you may be the faculty, you know that they have been introducing here. So now what are the roles that will be created with this, if you pursue this data science course? You may be called as a data scientist or a data engineer or a data architect, right? Or you may be called as a statistician. The titles may differ. But what would be your responsibility? The responsibility, if you have to understand, you should understand the data life cycle. What do you mean by data life cycle? You take raw data from the tool, the transactional data that gets generated. Let us say you are a data scientist in Amazon. You all know that you do with the e-commerce site Amazon, you purchase a lot of things day in, day out. A lot of transactions happen day in, day out, right? So you are a data scientist in Amazon. What do? You extract this raw data, those transactions that happened in the last 1 month, and you've been asked to do the analysis. So you take this data, and this raw data, there will be a lot of unwanted values where you have to do the data cleansing. You have to clean the data. That's the job of data engineer. Data engineers, what they do, they will extract the data that is required, and they do the data cleaning, data cleansing, remove the unwanted values. Most of the times we also do that, right? You put the raw data into an Excel sheet, and in this Excel sheet, you remove unwanted rows, unwanted columns, right? The entities with null values, zero values. This is called as data cleansing. Normally, data engineers, they do the data cleansing part. So in order to connect to various sources of databases, so you may extract the data that is stored in an Excel sheet. You may extract data that is stored in an Oracle database. You may extract the data that is stored in a data warehousing tool. You may extract data stored in a Hadoop system. See, Hadoop is part of big data. So Hadoop is nothing but, in a layman language, if I to say, it's a godown. It's a godown where you store the data in a structured manner, so that you can easily retrieve this data as and when you require. So these data engineers, they use SQL queries. They extract the data from various sources. They take it to the tool where they want to analyze it, and then subsequently they will do the data cleansing. And once the data cleansing is done, this data, cleaned data, ready to analyze, will be passed to data scientists or data analytics professional or data analyst. The names may differ, but end of the day, what they do, they analyze the clean data. So you take that clean data as a data scientist, and you use R programming language, Python programming language, and you build a machine learning algorithms, and you do the analysis of data mining. We call it as data mining. And on top of it, you will build the prediction models. What do you mean by prediction model? Based on the historical information, what you analyzed, you predict the future. You do the forecasting. Right? So these are the various activities, responsibilities. Of course, this is only few responsibilities what you have listed. There are many more responsibilities what you'll be looking into. We are discussing almost about 10 technologies. So I'm cutting short here about this data science. And now, who can pursue this course? This is $1 million question that will be lingering in your minds, right? Right? So I'm not good at programming. Can I do this data science course? I'm mediocre at programming. Can I do this data science course? I'm an undergraduate. Can I do this course? I'm a graduate. Can I do this course? I'm from MBA background. I'm from non-technical background. Can I do this course? I'm a commerce graduate, BCom. Can I do this course? Any graduate can do the course, but there is a caveat here. One needs to understand. People who are good with mathematics, above average with mathematics, are the people who are supposed to do this course. See, normally in school or college, you have two categories of students. People who are good at math, people who used to run away by seeing the word math. Yeah. And I belong to the second category. Don't worry. If you are someone who don't like math, I'm also with you. But I'm a data scientist. Right? So people who are good, what we have observed by virtue of our experience is, people who are good with math, we observed they're doing really well with data science. Above average. If you are a person who shy away from mathematics, you don't like mathematics, you don't relish mathematics, then there is another course for you called as data analyst, which I will show you later. They don't build complex algorithms, machine learning algorithms. They use Excel, simple tools like Tableau, Power BI, and they do the analysis of the data, and they develop the reports. Even as a data analyst also is having a lot of opportunities in the current day world. Anything related to the data, you have jobs in the market. The scarcity is so high that Even if you say that, hey, I know data science, I know data analysis, I know data engineering, immediately you will be given the job. Even if you are mediocre with your subject knowledge. That is the demand what we are talking about. That is the reason there's a buzz in the job market. It is not that data science is something great. Since they are not getting the people, and getting a job is becoming more easier because of the void between the demand and supply, data science has become a buzzword. Yeah. So any graduate can do it, but if you are good at math or above average with math, only then you go for it. There may be some cases, even if you are not good with mathematics, people are able to crack the job. One is me. I said even I was not good at math, right? But I put a lot of efforts, and with my experience, I had around 24 years experience in IT. With my kind of experience, right, with my kind of maturity, my learning curve got improved over a period of time, and I was able to pursue. And how about job opportunities? You find everywhere, starting from startup to a giant like Amazon, a roadside company, a startup company to Amazon. You find opportunities everywhere. Why? Because you have data everywhere. You have data everywhere. And businesses understood the need to analyze this data, and it's creating a lot of job opportunities. Don't worry about the job. Don't worry about the job opportunities in the space of data science. Getting a job in the space of data science is like a walk in the park. It's a piece of cake for you if you have the subject knowledge. This is most important. If you have the subject knowledge, right? So don't worry about the job opportunities. Job opportunities are plenty. Only question whether you can master this data science, being more on the mathematical side, right? Because you're dealing with numbers mostly, yeah, and you're building the algorithms. And the question is, how about programming? I'm not so good at programming. Can I pursue data science? Yes. Though you use R programming and Python also, you don't use the entire core Python. See, Python is a versatile language. Almost it would take 40 hours, 50 hours for you to master Python. But whereas in data science, the libraries what you'd be using is hardly 10 to 15% or if not 20% of the core Python. You'll be learning a few libraries, and you'll be using these same libraries all throughout in order to build these algorithms. Of course, knowledge of the complete Python is always good. So though you use programming in data science, remember, this is not a programming job. You are not going as a Java programmer or a .NET programmer. See the word, it carries programmer. You are not going as a programmer. We use programming, but you are going as a data scientist. You are going as a data analyst. You are going as a data analytics professional. We use programming, but it's not that day in day out you'll be using the complete programming like a Java programmer or a .NET programmer. And job opportunities, plenty. Here they have taken only one word. If you see in Naukri, data scientist job 17,296. There are many other keywords you can search for, not only data scientist. You can search for machine learning expert, natural language processing. You'll get more and more job opportunities here. So now the question is, for a fresher, do I have the opportunities? Yes. Yes. Why? Why they choose freshers here? Because they're not getting the people. They're not getting experienced people. For example, if you take Java job opportunities are very good, no doubt about that, evergreen. But the supply is more than the demand. Let us say if there are 10,000 opportunities in Java, 50,000 people are available, because by default in colleges what they teach is Java. But whereas data science, opportunities may not be 10,000, you may have only 5,000, but the supply is only 2,000. So when they are not getting experienced people, what they do in IT companies is they maintain a mix and match of experienced and freshers. If they get all experienced people, well and good. Let us say they need 10 data scientists. Because of the demand in the market, because of the scarcity, they got only 5 people. Another 5, they hire freshers, and these freshers, they play a second fiddle to the experienced people, and they somehow complete the projects. They cannot ignore or give up the projects that they are not getting the people. They have to do some sort of juggling with the human resources. That is how freshers are getting job opportunities. Another reason why freshers are getting job opportunities is they come at an economical rate, a cheaper rate, if you have to say that. I should not use that word, but yes, at a cheaper rate. Normally, these data scientist salaries are exorbitantly high for experienced people. When I say exorbitant, I literally mean it. People with 8 years, 7 years, 9 years experience as data scientists, they are getting more salary than what I got after 20 years. You'll be surprised. So in order to cut down the cost, they take few experienced people and they take few freshers, right? They get it. And freshers, you have to complete the course and apply in these job sites. Try through LinkedIn. Trust me, because of the demand, you can easily crack the job in the space of data science. Salaries for freshers will be as good as any technology. Don't expect for a fresher salary will be too high in the space of data science. Even if it is data science or you are going as a Java developer, right? The salaries will be more or less the same. 2 to 5 lakhs is what you can expect as a fresher. But once you gain some experience, 2 years experience in data science, 3 years, 4 years, then sky is the limit for you. You will be earning 2 times, 3 times more than a typical Java developer. Initially, everyone will start at the same salary. Don't think data scientists will be given 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs as a fresher. Yes, some companies are paying. If you take Amazon, even for freshers, they are paying around 10 to 15 lakhs. Right? There are companies, but we cannot go with those numbers. By and large, on an average, it's the same 2 to 5 lakhs is what you can expect as a fresher, even in the space of data science. But the difference will start once you start earning, once you start gaining some experience. So the more and more experience you gain, the difference between a person with conventional technology experience and data science will be very, very big. If you take a Java developer or a testing developer, and if you take a data scientist with equal experience, data scientists are normally they have two times or 3 times more than these regular developers or people with conventional technologies. So these are about the salary trends, right? And the salary trends for as you gain experience, these only average I'm talking. These only average. Some people may get less, or some people may get more. Yeah. Next. So I'm done with this data science part. As I told, that we have 10 technologies which we are going to discuss, and we have other experts who will be talking about the other technologies in the job opportunity.
Yeah. It was a great start, Mr. Ramthava, and the way you explained tells your experience. And I'm very sure that it was very relevant to the current participants who are there in the forum. And we would thank for sharing the knowledge of yours. And
Thank you.
quickly passing on the session to Mr. Pagadala Murali, who is going to continue further. Sir, we couldn't able to hear you.
Yeah, well, thank you, Bhavisha, for introducing me and giving a chance to explain about what are the front-end technologies, what are the other emerging technologies which are there in the market. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Hope Ramtava would have been explain about what are the hot technologies, what are the warm technologies, who are the cold technologies which are there in the job market. Of course, data science is one of the best, technology for all the participants and graduates who want to become a data scientist and who would like to pursue a good career and who are expecting a good salaries not only as a fresher but also for experienced professional. That is the best course. Tavva, because he has enormous experience in different fields. He has collected all the collective information and he has delivered a fabulous information for you. Thank you so much, sir. And next, I would like to talk about the remaining other emerging technologies and which are also called as R technologies in the market. Prior to that, I would like to explain a brief introduction about myself, though Bhavisha has delivered. And I'm working as an architect. I used to deal with different clients across the globe. When we are dealing with different clients who are there in US, UK, German, and Australia, and Indian market, many of the people, many clients are expecting a candidate should have a knowledge on emerging technologies, which are especially on front-end development. First of all, I would like to brief about what is front-end development is all about. Guys, this word is a new. Why? Because from our academics, many people would have not even listened to this word. And we are familiar with what is web development, what is websites, what is mobile applications. These are the common words that we used to listen from our lecturers. But when it comes to front-end development, this is a new evolution and new trend which has introduced into IT in the year 2012. And there are known technologies which are already being used and advanced technologies are there to build the presentation layer of an application. And everybody should understand what is the importance of a presentation layer. Okay, if you go for any website, if the presentation layer is not good, nobody is going to watch the website. The people are keep moving out from that particular website, and they are keep searching for a best website where they will be able to feel comfortable to access whatever they are expecting. Now, if you see 5 years before, the way how websites are built is completely different than now. 5 years before, a development companies always should focus more on the desktop. Why? Because desktop users were more. We do not have mobile applications or mobile. And we do have smartphones, but the smartphones are not affordable to the common man. Only above, I mean to say, the rich class people, they used to buy smartphones. Out of 100%, 20% of the people are having smartphone to access the web. But nowadays, if you see, every common man, no matter below poverty line or above poverty line, everybody is having a smartphone. If they would like to access something, earlier people are depending on their friends, their relatives, or some other resources in order to inquire about something. But nowadays, out of 100%, 60 to 80% of the people, they are depending on Google. They are depending on web applications online. So to keep that in mind, every application, they have to build super and fast presentation part of an application. That is where these presentation developers are coming into the picture. And many people who are graduated from different universities, and they are choosing a Java, a .NET, or testing. These are the common technologies that people used to choose as their career path. But guys, as Ram already said, of course, Java is evergreen. There are thousands of openings will be there. At the same time, there is also supply. If the demand is 10,000 people, if the companies are looking out, the same way 50,000 people are available in the market. That is where the competition will be most. And in order to become a Java developer completely, the Java code and the syllabus, curriculum of a Java, that is vast. And the competition is also, but I'm not saying that Java is bad and Java is evergreen. It has been, there are thousands, billions of applications is already been used by Java. And there are operating system. Why not? Everywhere Java is already involved. So that Java, .NET, and testing, these are the three different technologies that everybody will think. But apart from that, industry also has a lot of other buzzwords and buzz technologies which will really give you good salaries. The main ultimate goal of this session is we would like to give you information and we would like to give you an insight right after your post graduation, what sort of technologies that you're supposed to take and how your life is going to be, what sort of salaries that you are going to get, what is your future, to give that particular information Today we are talking about all other new technologies which are trending and which are highest packages which will be provided by companies. Out of which front-end developer. Front-end development is one of the beautiful course wherein the presentation part, if we are taking care, a first impression is the best impression, my dear friends. If the website or a mobile application or desktop application or a tool or anything, if the way how you are presenting, if you are presenting in a beautiful way, and we can impress the user, as long as if the user is happy, we are sure he will be able to give a business for us. So that's what front-end development is, a practice for converting data in a graphical interface by using HTML is for web designing, and even that is not even a programming, which is just a markup language which will help us to convert your empty web page into a graphical user interface. Whereas coming to CSS, which is a style guide, again, whatever the page that we have built using HTML, if you would like to style it, to make it presentable, to make it more beautiful, that is where style guide comes into a picture. CSS, again, which is not a programming language, and JavaScript. Now, guys, if you try to research in internet, and one of the tremendous and the beautiful language, JavaScript, and which is very lightweight. Even non-technical persons can easily understand what all the concepts which are there in JavaScript. So JavaScript is the one which runs on client side as well as server side. That is where the popularity of a JavaScript is more. The jobs are more, and the salaries are even more, 3 times more than a normal programmer. However, you get 2 to 5 lakhs as a fresher. A JavaScript developer who is having a quality of practical knowledge, he will get more than 5 to 8 lakhs. But as again, technical knowledge is very important. If you are not technically good, you can't even expect a good salaries as a fresher. Of course, for experienced people, based upon your current salary, and the trend is going on, if you are a typical JavaScript developer who is having minimum 2 to 3 years or something like that, years into 3 lakhs package that you can expect from the biggest giants, right from a startup companies to the bigger companies, everywhere. If they are building an application, they wanted to present their presentation part of application in a beautiful way. That is where HTML, CSS, JavaScript are core programming languages. And what sort of roles and responsibilities if you are being a front-end developer? What are the other technologies that you're supposed to learn along with these core technologies? That's where a mean stack, modern stack, Angular, React, full stack. These are the different kind of words are there, different kind of roles are there in IT industry. Mean stack, MEAN, stands for MongoDB or MySQL. E stands for Express.js, and A stands for Angular, and N stands for Node. Guys, if you learn front-end technologies, we are sure you will be able to have thousands of jobs, not even thousands. I can say even lakhs of jobs are there across the globe. And mean is one of the package, and MERN. Again, M stands for MongoDB or MySQL. Excuse me. And E stands for Express.js, R stands for React, and N stands for Node. And the difference between mean and MERN, only Angular and React. These are the libraries and frameworks are replaced with each one of them. And Angular. Angular is one of the popular framework, which is very, very important nowadays to build a presentation part of an application, to improve the scalability, to reduce the complexity, to improve the readability. And one of the main parameter, one of the main aspect of using this Angular or React is improving the performance of a website. I'll just give you one simple example. Even if you see, now everywhere there is a huge competition. Think that you are looking out for a good breakfast. In your area, if you have a very good, only one hotel, no matter whether if the taste is good, if the taste is bad, and you have to adjust with that particular hotel. Why? Because you don't have any other options. But nowadays, when it comes to the market, so there are many players who are serving the same services in the market. If your services are not fulfilling the need of a customer, of course, the users are not going to stay. They will try to go for an alternative solution since the options are more. That's why make sure that when anybody are building an application, the performance is matters a lot. Being a front-end developer, we have to keep two main points in our mind. One is the code, whatever we are writing, that should be a search engine friendly code, and the way how we are presenting a data, that should be a user friendly data. Even if the user is not liking the interface, ultimately the user is going to close the application. They will go for alternative web pages who are really performing well. That's why this Angular, React, and full stack development, these are the latest trends which are buzzing in the market. And even if you're a normal typical UI developer who gets for 2 to 5 years of experience, who will get 5 lakhs or 6 lakhs 2 years, and five years guy will definitely get more than 15 lakhs of salary if you guys are having Angular or React or full stack knowledge in your curriculum. Of course, these are the important roles which we can talk: mean, MERN, Angular, React, and full stack. I hope Angular, Sid, Google is behind Angular. React.js is developed by Facebook. These are the bigger giants and topmost leaders who are there in the market. They have built these tools, and these guys are a framework which has a lot of inbuilt libraries and inbuilt plugins. By using these guys, we'll be able to build an application as quickly as possible. And responsibility, if you can see, maintaining and improve the website. It is not only for website, but also UI developers can be utilized even in mobile application, a desktop application, even tool building. Everywhere presentation is very important. Guys, if the website is not looking good, I'll try to take, since you all of them are college students, or you might be a lecturer, or whatever the profession that you are in, I'll just give you one simple example. When you are walking on a street, if the person or girl looks beautiful, then we will look at a girl. If the guy looks handsome, we will look at a person again and again. But if the persons are not looks gorgeous, then again we are not even watching them again. It applies in web application development and mobile application development as well. So that's why every small company to the bigger company, front-end developers are mandated, and who will be able to pursue, and what sort of qualifications are required, what all the parameters are required in order to become a UI developer, what is their salary trends. Let me talk about them now. And anyone who is coming from a computer science background, or who is from a science background, here if you don't have a much programmatical knowledge, and you will be able to pursue this course. And if you have programming background, that is going to add a value for you guys. Why? Because see, in every BTech or every degree, C program is quite common program. I don't know how many people would have been practiced all the programs which is described in the academics, but it's fine. Even if you have just a word C, if you don't know much about it, and even you can even still pursue this course. Why? Because, so as I already said, there are 3 core programs: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Out of these 3, JavaScript is the one which involves the programming concepts. Remaining HTML and CSS, without programming knowledge, anybody can even build presentation part of an application. That's what I can say. And non-technical people can even pursue this course. And the demand, a few job opportunities we have disclosed here, but I'll tell you, the demand is more and the supply. Why? Because this is the new course which is buzzing in the market. Many of the graduates are not even aware of it. That's why even companies are looking out for a React developer, mean stack developer, MERN stack developer, full stack developers are more. So development is always evergreen. If, as I already said, every company, if the company wanted to survive, development team, sales team, and marketing team, these are the godfathers of a company. In that, development team plays very important role, which helps a company to build either their products, or they can even build the services as well. That's where few job opportunities we have disclosed only in few companies, but across the globe, even in India, if you see, there are thousands of opportunities are there, right, ranging from small startup company who started recently, from bigger giants like Facebook, Google, and Amazon. So there are thousands of openings out there. And if you can see that job openings, and we have collected few collections from Naukri. Similarly, we do have, there are great job portals are there, Monster, and Highest, XYZ, Job Street. And if you can see from Naukri statistics, you will be able to see that there are 18,118 front-end developer jobs. Even only we search for a front-end development, and mean stack, mon stack, Angular, React, and full stack, if you search, the combination and the total count may increase more than a lakh. And on an average, the salaries of developers, you can even see this statistical representation. It is more or less in between 2 to 5 lakhs. However, even for data science fresher, guys, everybody should understand one important concept here. Being a fresher, we should not even expect much from industry. Everywhere, industries is expecting experienced people, and people are giving more salaries than freshers. Because, however, see, if you have any work at your field or in your home, you are not going to hire a fresher. Why? Because you need to put separate efforts to make them understand the task. You have to educate the freshers. But though companies are still giving an opportunity for a freshers to convert them, to make them an expertise and experienced guys. But you have to compromise on your salary. You should not even compare one technology with other technology. Why? Because comparison kills you. And but the job market and what sort of openings, what is your pay scale right after experience, how many years of stability, how many years that you will be able to stay constantly, that matters a lot. And if you can pursue this front-end development, you will be able to work in mobile application development, web application development, and even in desktop application development, and also tools. Everywhere, presentation is very important. That's where presentation layer developers are always in demand. And you may have to learn some sort of advanced technologies, including HTML, CS, and JavaScript. Maybe many of the people would have not even heard about these technologies. Let me list out all of them to become a front-end developer. Guys, along with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, you should also have a knowledge on Ajax, JSON, jQuery, Bootstrap, either Angular or React, and Node.js with Express. These are the technology stack that you're supposed to learn to become a front-end developer, and you will be able to get a good job. And if you have more queries on that particular course, and we are going to help you in terms of giving all the answers. And at last, there is question and answer session. You will be able to ask, put your queries, and we are happy to help you out. Then next comes under middleware technologies. This is another very, very important. As I already said, application development or mobile application development. Application development, which involves, there are 3 tiers. From a OSI model, open system interconnections, there were 7 layers are there. Right from application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, and physical layer. These are the 7 layers which are there in software engineering OSI interconnections. But out of which, if any company would like to build an application, each company, they have to build independently presentation layer, independently middleware, and independently database. All these 3 systems should interconnect each other. Then only we'll be able to build one dynamic application. All the participants every day, day in and day out, we are using Facebook, and we are using WhatsApp, we are using Gmail. Even for this session, we have used StreamYard. These all guys are web applications. And this web application also have a mobile platforms. And how people are connecting with each other, how dynamically data is presenting into the presentation layer. That's where this middleware plays very important role, which in turn act as an interface between client and database. Guys, you should understand 3-tier architecture. What is client? What is middleware? What is database? However, if you try to check about in your home, so however, we are not storing all the items, even though some of them items are very important, and we are not storing them in a secret almare. If you check with your dad, why can't you store TV in a secret almare? Even though, see, TV is very, expensive. Why can't we store refrigerator? Are we storing all of them in secret almare? No. The same way, when it comes to application development, out of 100%, 80% of the code that we have to present well in a presentation layer in order to give them the information for end users, what we are, what services that we are selling off, and what kind of a data that end users are expecting from us. All the data we have to expose in a beautiful way. But out of 100%, 80% we can even expose, and we don't need to worry about a security. But only 20% of the data we should think about a security. But if the secure data, if you're writing in a presentation layer, that is where hackers can even easily hack the data. That's why software companies are keeping a separate layer for a sensitive information and sensitive logic to be written. That layer is nothing but a middleware. To build the middleware technology, middleware layer, that is where we're supposed to use middleware programming. And what sort of middleware technologies that we have to use it? And what sort of roles will be there in case if you learn middleware programming? Guys, listen carefully. From 1991, I can say Java is introduced in market. Even I born in 1987, and I don't know what is the initial version of Java development. But I'll tell you, Java, .NET, Python, PHP, Ruby, and XYZ. There are many middleware technologies, even including Node.js. All these guys are used in middleware programming. As I already said, out of 100%, 80% of the code that you can write it in front end, that 20% of the code. Even in the 20%, I can say 10% of the code that we can write it in middleware, and remaining 10% we can even store it in a database. Why? Because database is a backbone. That particular concept I'll try to explain in a little later. Now, middleware programming, why we supposed to use middleware languages? As I already said, to provide a security for a application. The secure logic, you cannot put it in a presentation layer. However, so the moment when the guest comes into your house, you are giving an access directly to step into your hall. You are not giving an access for a guest to into your kitchen or master bedroom. The same way, when someone comes into your website, we are just taking them into a presentation layer. And the application layer is already protected in YSI model in such a way that that code is not going to disclose anywhere. That's why the sensitive information, we have to store it in middleware, and we have to wrap all the sensitive logics in a wrapper so that hackers, again, security is also one of the biggest parameter. And nowadays you can even see that even after giving a OTP and a lot of security measures, still the hackers, some people are looting the money from bank accounts and credit cards. Why? Because of security loopholes. That's why security also plays very important role. If you would like to securely write a code, that is where these middleware languages are very, very, very important. But you should understand here how much percentage of the code that is being written in a software companies as a middleware programming, that also matters a lot. Even Java, if you learn Java as a fresher, the demand is also there and supply is also more. When it comes to Python, which is one of the interesting programming and scripting language, I can say, now Python is being used everywhere. Data science, machine learning, IoT, deep learning, and even in testing, in order to automate your testing frameworks and testing tasks, Python is being used. Then PHP, which is again a very, very interesting scripting language, and learning curve, you can see it is lightweight. And Ruby, which is also very, very much popular scripting language, which is intact used in web application development. And what is the responsibilities of being middleware developer? And we will be able to design and implement and maintain the Java-based applications, not only Java-based application, but also and Python, PHP, and Ruby kind of applications. We can also write reusable. Reusability is one of the important design pattern. Dry principle, do not repeat yourself. And also separation of concerns. These are the different kind of design patterns that every development company should follow. and we can build a reusable components, and we can reuse them whenever it is required. We can also analyze, and we can also write different kind of tools, and we can test and we can debug any kind of application by using these programs. And we can also build object oriented models. I mean to say, object, what is object? It is a real world entity. Guys, there are majorly 4 principles are there in our OO, object oriented, right from data abstraction and polymorphism, encapsulation, and inheritance. These all, if by using all these paradigms, object oriented principles, we'll be able to organize the code. And if the code is in organized way, complexity is automatically reduced. If the complexity reduces, scalability increases. If the scalability increases, performance almost increases. If performance increases, of course, the users will be happy and users will be able to give business. If the business is generated by a company or an application, ultimately you will definitely get rewarded. Your hikes are going to meet the sky. That is where there are plenty of openings are there for middleware programmers as well, who can pursue. That is one of the interesting. That is where this particular course or this live session is all about. That is one of the interesting question that every fresher is having. And see, I'll tell you, the one who is interested in programming and who is very much interested in terms of writing a logics, who is good at logical area, and who is from a computer science background or relevant fields, those guys will be able to do a middleware programming. And if you become a programmer, the lifelong, you need not to worry about your security of your job. Even recession also, there will be plenty of opportunities will be there for programmers. No matter if you are a front-end developer or a back-end developer or database engineers. Guys, if you can see, I started my career in 2010 as a Python developer. Then slowly I moved into PHP. Then I moved into front-end. Now I know 45 technologies. Since I'm a technology expert, subject matter expert, even there are 2 times recession came into your market, but many of my friends loses their job. But I did not even lose the job. In fact, I awarded with closely around 50% of a hike. My salary starts from 6,092 rupees was my first salary after post-graduated from Bangalore University MCA. But initial salary I got very less. But the moment when I started adding technologies back to my resume, I got double, triple, 10 times more than whatever I got. And today my package, I don't want to reveal, but still. So it is even 300 times more whatever I got initial. So that is the power of a development. And once you enter as a UI developer, slowly you try to turn into a middleware development and try to learn one database and also other DevOps and AWS concepts. You can become a full stack developer. Once you become a full stack developer, and I'm sure whatever you expect, the companies are ready to offer. That takes some time. That will definitely help you out. And here, let me conclude with who can pursue. The graduates from any field and technical and non-technical graduates can pursue a middleware programming technologies. Next, opportunities. And see, since our slides are limited, that is where we have collected a topmost players who are giving more opportunities for middleware. And that does not mean that there is no openings in other companies. Everywhere, front-end, middleware, and database openings will be there. Facebook, Netflix, Quora, and Instagram, and different other places also, there are plenty of openings are there. And salary trends and the job market, how many openings are there? So if you can see from statistics from Naukri, and even 12,970 middleware jobs are there. And just the word only middleware, we haven't specified whether it is a Java or .NET or Python, we haven't specified. But if you specifically search for each keyword on an average, if you try to calculate a 12,000 and 10 keywords, 10 into 12,000, the total amount of jobs, it can increase more than 1,20,000 or above. Right from beginning, a small companies to a bigger MNCs, there is openings again. And the salary trends for a fresher level to experience level, it can start from 0 to 25 lakhs. This is just a graphical representation. But still, boss, salary is no bar. If you have a talent and the companies are ready to hire a candidate by giving any kind of amount. I hope many people have heard about it. A 14 years candidate, he has selected for Google, and Google has offered him 1.2 crores per annum. That's why there is no limit with respect to a salary in IT. A right people with right knowledge is always rewarded with a good salary. That's why we should always update. Now, Ram has already explained about who are the art technologies. And on daily basis, every technologies keep changing. We should also be up to dated. So if you learn the latest technologies, and you can also expect a good salaries. Outdated technologies are not going to give any benefits for us. Updated technologies are only giving a benefits to us. That's why companies are always looking for young generation like you people. You people will have a fresh mind wherein you will be able to learn the technology effectively and you can implement them in a projects. That's why there are thousands of openings are there for a fresh graduates who are going to pursue these hard technologies which are there in the market. Next comes with databases. This is one of the engine, I can say. However, if you have a vehicle, engine is there, but in order to quick start the engine, we need a fuel. Now, if you are powering a fuel into engine, that engine is going to ignite and it generates energy to the vehicle. The same way, for every dynamic application, if we wanted to give a data based upon user interface, that is where the data we must have to store in a database. Guys, you can even see that every day you are accessing Facebook and WhatsApp. You are sending a message and you are just accessing the data anywhere by sitting across the globe. You can even access the data which is stored years back. And I myself, you believe it or not, initially we used to store data in a pen drives. We used to spend thousands of rupees for external hard disks. Now, some of the important images and all these memories I'm storing in a Facebook. I'm trusting Facebook. Their storage I'm using and I'm storing into Facebook. And how Facebook is giving all the information to us. If they are not storing the data into a database plays very, very important role. And we have to store a data in a supervised or unsupervised or organized or unorganized, structured or unstructured way. These are the different ways that we can store a data. As long as if the data is structured and if you are storing in an organized way, the retrieval will be very, very fast. I hope, if you go back to a kitchen, if your mother would have been stored all the items easily, then it is very, very simple for you to collect that, information. See, I'll tell you one simple example, my real-time example. Even see, sometimes if my wife is not there in house, if I would like to prepare a coffee or tea, so I have to, search for all the items inside my kitchen. Even for searching a salt also, I have to do, Second World War. That is how my wife used to maintain all the items in a kitchen in an unorganized way. I should make a call to her. I should ask, Madam, can you please help me out? Where did you put salt? I used to request her, try to put all the items in a right rack so that tomorrow on absence of you, if someone would like to retrieve the information, they should not even depend. If you are writing a dependent code, I'm sure that application is going to fail in the market. That's where this database concepts comes into a picture. A person should have a solid knowledge on how to organize the data in a database. For that, there are DBMS concepts, database management system, and relational database management system, and also flat file system. Even you can also ask a question being a fresher. Think that, okay, today we have Oracle database, we have MongoDB database, we have MySQL database. Think about 15, 20 years before, how people are storing data. The ancients, if you see history, before our forefathers, if you can see that the people, they were not even using a proper civilization, and they were not even using a proper structure to build a house. Now, the olden days, even your grandfather and grandmother, however they stay, if you try to compare the architecture of that particular houses and the one which you are living now, you can even see the differences, how organized we are. That is where DBMS and RDBMS, the data is going to store in a rows and columns fashion. When it comes to MongoDB, the data is going to store in a different extensions like JSON schema format. And according to our requirement and project requirements, few cases we are going to use DBMS like relational database management systems. Few cases we are going to use flat file systems that you can even understand in detail when you are going for a application development in the part of database, and who can pursue and what is the roles and responsibilities. And see, anyone who is graduated from a college and who is good at organizing the data, guys, for this I would like to give you one simple example. Maybe you would have experienced the one who has written an exam. When we are writing an exam, the one who has copied from your paper, he would have got good marks compared to you. This kind of experience, everybody would have been seen that. Why? The same data, whatever you have written, even the one who has copied in his exam paper also, the same matter is there. But why he is getting more? Why he got more marks than you? Because the presentation, the way how we organized, the way how we presented, that matters a lot. Content might be same, but the way how presented matters a lot. That is where he got a marks. And we should not even surprise. And one more thing, at certain point of time, if you get 5 to 6 years or 7 years or 10 years experience, even the topper is also getting the same salary. Even the dull students will also get the same salary. Think about all this. But you should learn the technology and effectively, and you should also understand how to apply, where to apply, and what sort of knowledge that we have to learn in order to become expert on these areas. Any field, any graduate can even learn this database programming concepts. And job opportunities. Every dynamic application need a data storage. That's why Amazon is a web application which also has a mobile application. In order to store their information, they need a database. LinkedIn, Flipkart, Netflix, Facebook. Why not? Every company, even right from our company ExcelR, we also need a data. We should also make use of that data in future, and to understand how many people have joined, how many people are getting a job, and what sort of statistics that we're supposed to analyze. Everything we have to store. That's why we also has a huge database. Like that, ranging from a small roadside company to a bigger giants like Amazon, Flipkart, Netflix, there are thousands of opportunities are there. That too, these jobs are fluctuating jobs. And all front-end, middleware, and database, these three areas, there will be plenty of openings everywhere. And the trends, you can see just only database that we searched a keyword. If you can see 58,552 job openings are there across India and globe. We did not even research specifically on either Oracle or MySQL or MongoDB. Only one main keyword that we have used, databases. Simple. Next, the salary trends. For a freshers to experienced and on an average, and 2 to 5 lakhs. Again, I'm talking about a freshers, but experience, it depends upon what is the current salary that they are getting. Generally in IT, 30% hike you can expect from your current. That is just a number. But if you are having a good knowledge and extensive latest knowledge, then the percentage is no matter. And I got 80% of the hike 3 times in my career. That is where from 6 lakhs to 3 times, 300 times more I could able to achieve. Because I used to spend every day, I will tell you, my dear friends, even when I am working as an architect, I spare 2 hours for learning new technologies. Out of 24 hours, I used to divide 24 hours into 3 parts, 8 plus 8 plus 8. First 8 hours I used to sleep, remaining 8 hours I'll work for company. Another 8 hours, in that I'll try to spend family, personal life, and my professional technologies to improve. I'll bear 2 hours per day. Learning is never ending. We should always learn. That is where today we are able to earn good number. Even see, having 11 years of experience, I'm getting more than 22 years of experience, or 20 years of person. How much he will get, I'm getting more than that. That's where the updation helps us a lot. And try to become a full stack developer by learning all these 3. I'm sure you can also get a good amount and you can lead your life without any fuzzles, hurdles. Next comes with Bhavisha.
Yeah. I'm very glad that we had a chance of hearing you out, sir. It was a eye-opening session. Whatever you told, it was like a refreshment for people who can hear. And thank you for taking time to explain all this to our candidates and participants over this forum. Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome, Bhavisha.
And moving forward, I would like to pass on the session to Mr. Ram further. Sir, you are on mute. Can you unmute yourself?
Yeah, sorry. Thank you, Bhavisha, and thanks for the wonderful insight, Murali. Yeah. So now, ladies and gentlemen, let us move into the next technology. So we have discussed about data science and big data, the various career opportunities associated with that, and then subsequently, Murali gave a great insight pertaining to front-end technologies, databases, right, and the various opportunities associated. And next comes AI, artificial intelligence, probably the most buzzword in the present day world. So let me explain you briefly what AI is, and then we'll subsequently look into the opportunities associated with AI. As the name suggests, artificial intelligence is something opposite to natural intelligence. What is natural intelligence? The human brain or any animal's brain which thinks and takes a decision is all about natural intelligence. What if a machine does that? Like, for example, your driverless car, your Siri, probably the only entity that listen to men, right? So these are the products or applications of artificial intelligence where a non-human being thinks and takes a decision is all about artificial intelligence. As you all studied in your school, you get natural intelligence because of neurons in the brain. Can you recollect that word neuron? Yes. Similarly, in artificial intelligence, they build neuron network. We call it as ANN, right? CNN, convoluted neural networks, artificial neural networks. Just like how you have a human brain connected with neurons, where you have a network of neurons. Similarly, you build algorithms similar to analogous to these neurons is all about artificial intelligence. There are a lot of roles associated with artificial intelligence: business intelligence engineer, AI engineer, AI research scientist, data curator. Of course, it's a entry level, I would say, but it's not a mainstream role pertaining to artificial intelligence. So here, you will be building the algorithms using the new complex neural networks, and you develop advanced algorithms in deep learning. Image recognition is also part of this AI, and to the extent speech recognition capabilities, all these things you'll be building using this artificial intelligence. You have these roles and responsibilities pertaining to artificial intelligence. Having said this, we don't recommend freshers to pursue this AI directly. AI is comparatively a complex entity when compared to data science. So we suggest you should start your career with data science, and then you have to move into the AI space. Unless you have that learning curve, you have the affinity towards building the algorithms, then you can directly start with AI. See, data science and AI, they both overlap because it has machine learning in both the places. So in data science, you have machine learning. In AI also, you have machine learning. And top of the machine learning, in AI, you will be learning deep learning and other entities, which will make you a full-fledged AI developer, artificial intelligence engineer or AI developer, whatever you call it. So any technical graduates, though they say non-technical graduates can also pursue artificial intelligence, we don't recommend non-technical graduates to pursue artificial intelligence directly. First, you have to pursue with data science, machine learning, and then you have to graduate into the next level called artificial intelligence, right? So probably I would recommend to, though you have plenty of opportunities, I would recommend students not to directly pursue this course, artificial intelligence. Start with data science and machine learning, then you can move into artificial intelligence. So I don't want to cover much onto this because it may not be so beneficial for the freshers to directly pursue. It's not advisable for the freshers to pursue directly into AI. Job opportunities, everywhere you have it. Everywhere you have it. Right? These are the big names, and they are not confined to this, but you see this everywhere. Yeah. Next. Yeah. If you see, almost 8,500 jobs are there, but again, it's not recommended for freshers to start their career with AI. Right. Salaries are very, very high for artificial intelligence engineers. No doubt about that. When compared to conventional technologies, people from AI background, they are getting almost 3 to 4 times more salary when compared to these conventional technologies. If you take your Java developers, your testers, your Oracle administrators, right, almost 2 to 3 times more they're getting more salary given the complexity, right? So salary wise, there's no doubt. Career opportunities wise, there's no doubt. There's no look back. But only thing is, you should think whether you will be able to crack this job opportunity in the first place or not, directly without any experience, right? But opportunities are there with this, and salaries associated with this AI are very, very good. And next comes the machine learning course. Of course, machine learning is an overlapping entity in data science and artificial intelligence. So let me tell you what machine learning is all about. Briefly, I explained you when we are discussing about data science. But since we have an explicit topic here, let me explain what machine learning is. Machine learning, as the name suggests, the machine learns on its own, right? For example, if I teach you something over a period of time, you will learn the concepts and you will start mastering the concepts. Very similarly, if the machine means here the computer, your computer learn on its own and it hones its skills over a period of time, is all about machine learning. If you can recall, when we discussed about data science, I mentioned that you will analyze the data as a data analyst, and in the future, if your machine starts analyzing on its own, then it's called as machine learning and it's part of data science. If you are doing by yourself all the days, all 365 days by yourself, that is analyzing the data all 365 days, then you are a data analyst. If you are building a machine learning algorithm, your machine will analyze on your behalf. It will analyze on your behalf. Then it's called as a machine learning. I will tell you one example to make you understand what machine learning is. Let us say you joined as a data scientist in one of the companies or a machine learning expert in one of the companies, and you got a project from a financial company, NBFC, non-banking financial corporation, right? A financial company which lends loan for two-wheeler, three-wheeler, like your Bajaj Finance, Cholamandalam Finance. The finance companies, they'll give loans, personal loans, two-wheeler loans, three-wheeler loans, four-wheeler loans. So the company asked, hey, can you build an application where the system can predict the financial stability of a person and whether we can issue the loan or not? So you've been asked to build an application. In that application, the moment you furnish the details of the applicant, what is his name, what is his age, what is his gender, what is his occupation, what is his monthly salary, when you furnish all the information, immediately the system will tell you whether we should issue loan to this person or not, whether he will be a willful defaulter or whether he will be a partial defaulter or making some money, he partially default, or whether he's a good paymaster, whether he will be paying all the entire EMIs or not. So you are building an application with machine learning capabilities where your application will predict what are the chances for this person to default the loan, right? So now you will take all the data, last 5 years data, People whoever have applied for a two-wheeler, three-wheeler, four-wheeler, and the information where they have issued the loans. So they will be providing all this information. So you'll take this data and you do the data mining, that is data analysis. Now you build some machine learning algorithms where, based on this analysis, it will start predicting the future. In the future, let us say you're done, based on the last 3 years, 5 years data, you've done the analysis and you build a solution. And going forward, when a new application comes to them, for example, I applied for a two-wheeler loan. Immediately, what you will do, you will furnish my information in that software, the application what I have built, my name, my age, my gender, my salary, the company where I am working, the area where I am living. Immediately, based on the historical information, it will do a prediction, the machine learning algorithm what you have built, and it will tell, hey, don't pay to Ram Tavva. He will pay 50%, and after that he will default, because based on the historical knowledge, the historical information, your machine has predicted these kind of profiles. No, people living in this kind of area. Normally, some there will be some areas in a city or town. There, the people will be very hard, and getting money from them is very difficult. The mass areas, you may say it. So, based on your area, based on the profile, no, auto drivers, they tend to default the loans more. The moment they see I'm an auto driver, it will tell, hey, based on his profile and other parameters, there are chances that only 70% Mr. Ram will repay the loan. Then your company will take a decision whether to issue loan to me or not. This entire 1 year, you have processed a lot of loans. Again, the machine will learn. In this 1 year, again it will learn that not only auto drivers, even for IT professionals also, loans should not be given. Because this year, a lot of people, they have defaulted the loans. IT professionals, because of the recession in the market, because IT is down, or because of COVID, the IT jobs are gone. The salaries are detected by 50%. So the mission has learned, oh, IT professionals also should not be given the loans so easily. Next year, banking professionals should not be given loan. The mission has learned. Banks also, because of COVID, they got impacted. They're not being paid salaries. So bank employees also should not be given loans. So the mission will learn over a period of time. Even that's what, by virtue of experience, you will also learn, right? Let us say you have a own shop, you have a pawnbroker shop where you are giving loans to the people. First year, you loans to some kind of profiles and you don't get the money. Then you are learning from that. Second year, you won't give loans to those kind of profiles. Second year, you learn some more things from your experience. Third year, you won't give loans to few other profiles. So what's happening? Over a period of time, as you gain the experience, you are learning a lot of things and you are getting matured. Similarly, the machine, the algorithm, what you also learn, you have built, will also learn on its own and it take decisions. So this is part of data scientist. Normally, you don't have separate machine learning jobs. In the job market, they're calling as data scientists only, but some people, yes, they may call it machine learning experts, right? So by using Python, Spark, R, you'll be building machine learning algorithms, right? And natural language processor, a lot of things are there which I don't want to deep dive now, right? You'll get a lot of opportunities. So data science, AI, machine learning, they are siblings. They're like brothers. Probably AI is the BOP of all. Under that, you have data science, you have machine learning. So these are all overlapping technologies. Yeah. Next. Just very similar to data science. People from different backgrounds can pursue it. Graduates from any field. People who are good with mathematics. As I told, in data science, people who are good with mathematics, they can pursue this machine learning course. Just like data science. There's no difference. People in the job market, they remain one and the same. Data science or machine learning. Next. Everywhere you find in a startup company to big techie giants, big banking, e-commerce, you name it. Machine learning is being implemented in every domain. Financial domain, we call it as financial analytics. HR domain, we call it as workforce analytics. Supply chain domain, supply chain analytics. Social media analytics. You name it. Every domain under the sky, you have application for machine learning and data science. That is the reason the data science has become a buzzword. Machine learning has become a buzzword. And ladies and gentlemen, remember, this is only the beginning. This is only the beginning. If this is a demand, just imagine in the next few decades what could be the opportunities associated with this. That is the reason every university across India, they've been starting these courses. MTech data science, they started. BTech data science, recently in Andhra Pradesh, that they started this JNTU Kakinada, because we are partners of JNTU Kakinada. We are helping them to develop their curriculum, right? And these data science and AI related curriculum. And we have conducted a lot of faculty development programs for Andhra Pradesh, the JNTU, and Telangana, Karnataka, Maharashtra. So across India, we are one of the market leaders, I would say, in the space of training the faculty, right? Faculty development program. So they are starting BTech data science programs, MTech data science programs. And remember, at a BTech level, all these days, we have only more specific to IT, more specific to computer sciences, specific to mechanical engineering, chemical engineering, civil engineering. It's a first of its kind. They're starting a BTech course with a subset of IT, because data science is a subset of IT. It's the first time ever in the history of education, they are starting this BTech data science. That is the demand, what the industry is anticipating for this kind of professionals. So machine learning jobs, almost 10,000 jobs you are seeing. Yeah. Next. The salary trends. The salary trends, they're as good as for data scientists. The entry level will be the same like any other fresher technology, any technology for freshers. But as your experience grows, as your experience improves, so obviously you'll get more and more salary when compared to these conventional technologies. Yeah, next. So DevOps, again, he's one of the experts. Murali is one of the experts. Murali will help you to understand this DevOps. Over to you, Murali. Thank you.
Thank you, Ram, for giving. Yes, madam. Please go ahead. You're on mute, Bhavishya.
Yeah. I'm sorry, sir.
Okay.
I just want to take a minute to thank Ram, sir, because he has almost answered all the maximum questions which was rolling on in our mind, whether to take AI or ML, the freshers. Right. So I was taking a minute to thank him. Thank you, sir. You can carry on with your session. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Bhavishya, and thanks, Mr. Ram. He has explained about who can take AI and who can take ML, and he has also given insights about what is both artificial intelligence and machine learning, about their features. Next comes with DevOps. Again, this DevOps is it's a collaborative, session with respect to the development. Guys, kindly understand, as long as once the development is completed in a local environment, generally being a student, if you guys would like to share the data between two different systems, and you people are using pen drives or maybe external hard disks or maybe Google Drive or XYZ, different resources you people are using in order to transmit the data from one source to the another source. But kindly think about it, how a development companies are going to move the code from a local computer to the application servers. First of all, you should understand the complete, development flow of an application. For that, I would like to brief you about what all the different kind of process is there. I hope if the people are coming from a software development, I mean to say computer science background, you would have already heard about SDLC, software development lifecycle. And you would have heard about software development methodologies, design patterns. But the people who are not from computer science background, for them also, however, in each and every field of your domain, there is a process of delivering a work. Blindly, people are not going to collect the requirements from a client, and blindly, the people are not going to deliver it. For everything, there is a process. Now, hence, let us talk more about what all the methodologies which are there in IT, and where do we use this DevOps. And DevOps, can you please go back to the previous screen? And guys, as long as being a developer, if you start developing an application, and generally being a developer, we will try to write a code and we will store it in our local computer. Then the local code, we have to push it into the servers. That is where, the DevOps process comes into a picture. Then the servers, either it may be a physical servers or cloud servers, that comes under picture later after this DevOps. I'll explain about AWS or Microsoft Azure, what is cloud computing is all about in detail in the subsequent sessions. But here, now you guys understand, I have developed a software and I stored in my local computer. And in order to present that local computer software, if I would like to present to the end users, now, however, you are sitting at one place and you are accessing an application, even Facebook, Instagram, Amazon, and they have stored their application code into your application server, and each application server is associated with a domain, and that is where we are able to access the domain www.xyz.com or www.facebook.com. And by sitting at anywhere across the globe, we'll be able to access it. The moment when the user hits a domain, it is pulling the data from a respective server. Now let us come back. Once you develop, what sort of servers will be there in IT companies? How many server instances that IT companies supposed to specify? What is the roles of a developer to move the code? Why do we move a code? These all questions you guys have to ask, and you should understand how this whole process is going to work. How these pipelines are going to create between a local computer to the server. That is where the technology are DevOps. Dev is nothing but development. Ops is nothing but operation. Guys, I'll tell you, prior to this DevOps, and we used to push the code into your different servers. Now you can see testing environment and staging environment and pre-production environment and production environment. These are the different environment that companies has to put. Why? Because, see, I'll tell you, when we are presenting something to the end users, we have to do a lot more testing. If you are not testing, if the data is, present to the end users, if it has any mistakes, and it is going to spoil our reputation, and the clients are going to face issues. The ultimate goal of a business is customers are king. Customers should not face any issues. To keep that particular word in mind, and we have to keep moving our code from local computer to a test environment. Once you move a code into a test environment, the testers will come and they will try to certify whether the code is working as expected based upon the requirements. From a testing environment, we'll move the code to a staging. From stage to the production, pre-production, then pre-production to the production. This is how different systems are communicated with each other. Now, you guys have to ask a question. How the code is moving from one particular, computer to another computer. These all missions are computers again. In fact, these guys are, applications where they are having a capability to execute all this front end, back end, all this code together collaboratively. They can even expose and they can give an output to the end users. Now, how are we going to move the code from one place to another place? That is where this DevOps comes into a picture. Earlier, we used to do manually. We are keep moving a code into a different kind of environments. But as you already say, think that, okay, human is intent to do mistakes. but machine will not be a mistakes. See, if once being a lead or a technical architect, if I'm keep moving, I might commit some mistakes. If I'm committing a mistakes in stage environment, it is okay. Somehow we will be having a time. But when I'm committing a mistakes, when I'm moving a code into a production environment, that is where business is impacting. To avoid all these manual problems, manual interruptions, manual interventions, that is where DevOps comes into a picture. Guys, we have to create a release pipeline. The pipeline, these are the concepts. We're supposed to learn Puppet, we're supposed to learn Jenkins, we're supposed to learn a parallel different kind of tools in order to automate the process of moving a code from local computer to the different kind of environments. So if you can see the diagram, architectural diagram of DevOps, so people are, you can see code, we are coding, the developers are coding, then we are planning, then we are monitoring the system, we are operating and deploying and release pipelines and testing, finally we are building. But we are testing and building application for our different environments. These are the different kind of mechanisms and different kind of, what we can say, models which are involved in development and operation. And who will be able to pursue this? Why this is very important? I'll tell you. In case if while moving a code manually from one place to another place, if something goes wrong, the whole business is going to impact. So I will give you one simple example. 5 years before, one of my developer made a mistake while moving the code from local computer to the server. And because of that, and our production environment was down for about 4 hours. Hence, the company has lost closely around 1 crore rupees, you believe or not. That's why the impact of business, which will also improve when you are implementing this kind of release pipelines, build pipelines by using DevOps. This is system. The scripts are going to be automated over there, and everything will automatically taken care by a system and tools. Of course, if you are writing a code for a system, and if the code is right, the code is going to move smoothly from one place to another place. If I'll assign a task to a manual person, human being, based upon his mood, he can even move the code. In case if some problems, if he is mentally upset, and there might be chances of missing the code. That is where this DevOps comes into a picture, my dear friends. And again, what are the roles and responsibilities? And what are the job opportunities? Who can pursue? This all, if you can see our, presentation. So the roles, even DevOps architects, automation experts, software developers, and security engineers, quality assurance. These are the different kind of roles are there if you are pursuing DevOps. And responsibilities, it is all about CI/CD, continuous integration and continuous development. In the beginning of this second session, I have already recollected what are software methodologies. Listen carefully. There are quite different kind of software methodologies are there. Right from the beginning, if you ask waterfall model, incremental model, spiral model, V model, and agile. Now everywhere people are using agile. Why can't we go for a older approach? I'll tell you, my dear friends, if you think that now the clients are not given, requirements are also in the beginning of application development. Why? Because if all the requirements have been discussed with a development company, tomorrow if the requirements, whatever we discussed, if there is any corrections or alignments, and again, so the development company has to interact with a client, and client is going to change the requirements on a daily basis or weekly basis, or based upon the business market. He can even change his decisions as well. If we are using a waterfall model, what is the drawback? Once the requirements are decided, then based upon that requirement, the development team is going to build an application. There is no chances of rectifying and modifying and altering the requirements. If client would like to alter the requirements, again he has to stop the entire development, and it will impact on application delivery and application development, cost, effect, and many more areas. The impact will be there if you are using waterfall. Or every software methodology, waterfall, spiral, V model, incremental, all these guys have different kind of limitations and disadvantages or drawbacks. So next, agile came into a picture. Agile is the one where everywhere the client is going to keep interact, That is where the CI/CD interactions comes into your picture, my dear friends. CI/CD, if you talk, that can be integrated by using DevOps. DevOps is not a programming again. It is just a operation, and development and operations all together. We are, utilizing all the concept, and we are moving a code from local environment to the different environment by using automation techniques. Okay, so, and there are test-driven development is there, and TDD, test-driven, and BDD, business-driven development, different sort of application when you are building. This DevOps plays very, very, very important role. Why? Because it is going to automate a lot of process. Automation always improve the performance bus, and it reduce the cost to a company. So that who can able to develop, who will be able to learn this DevOps, and what all the different kind of jobs are there, you will be able to see next. So here, the technical or non-technical guys, as I already said, so there is no much program involved here. Again, I'll tell you, see, when you are learning any software related, courses or software engineering related concept, but some of the other way we have to write some sort of code. But here, when it comes to DevOps, it is pure, non-programming. But some of the other places we may have to write small scripts that cannot be too complicated. It can be easily written by any technical guy or non-technical guy. It is not necessary that you should be coming from computer science. But if you are coming from a computer science background, that is added advantage. And there are opportunities. Adobe, everywhere. There are plenty of openings out there. Adobe, Amazon, Netflix, United Health Group. Right from, e-commerce domain, or maybe Netflix, media, multimedia domain, or healthcare domain, or Adobe. So everywhere. So there are plenty of openings are there for DevOps engineers. Next. So job trends, you can see DevOps. There are closely around 13,317 openings are there, and different kind of companies are having different kind of roles. And right from the beginning, the salaries also, if you ask, as Ram already said, for a basic salary for a fresher level, it is quite common no matter whatever the course that you take. But salaries, there is a great impact and great calculations that we're supposed to take, look into it only on experience. Based upon experience, if you are gaining or pertaining too much of knowledge, based upon knowledge and experience and current salary, your next salaries are going to analyze and calculate. And if you come back to your next program, AWS again. So as I already said, if you are storing an application data in your local computer, however, it is not possible for an end user to come to your local computer and access the facilities and features of your application. Let's take an example. So if you are accessing Facebook, think that Mark Zuckerberg has not uploaded that Facebook code into your server and he has not mapped facebook.com domain into your server, then today everybody should go to Mark Zuckerberg house and we have to access Facebook. Is it possible for us? Same it applies even ExcelR. Since we have a application that is hosted in a server, that is where people can even access our website ExcelR by sitting at anywhere across the globe. That is the power of hosting. Then when we are talking about a hosting, guys, and you should think about what sort of different kind of hostings are there in market. So traditional hosting, physical servers. You can see earlier people are maintaining all the servers in their offices. But what is the problem of going for physical servers? I'll tell you. Think that, okay, ExcelR is owning a physical server at Bangalore headquarters or Houston headquarters. Even in Houston, if we are having a physical server to access our website, think about the persons who are accessing our website from India. Think about a person who are accessing our website from Australia. If the person is accessing from Sri Lanka, think about it, that the distance is huge. Then if the server hosted in Houston, and from there if the data should transmit or if it is transfer from a network layer, it will take a lot of time. That is where the cloud computing comes into a picture. When we are talking about a cloud Guys, that is where Amazon Web Services, which was purely managed by Amazon company. So, when you are running a physical server, and we should know when to stop and when to start, we should also maintain, and the maintenance cost and power backups, lot of physical maintenance and physical damages. If something happens, separate monitoring is important for a company, which costs to a company as well. Next, that is where, which has a lot of drawbacks when we are going for physical maintenance. Now, that is where to improve the application performance and to serve the data better for a different people who are accessing a site from a different geographical location. That's where AWS came into the picture. Amazon Web Services, a cloud computing. However, you can see in the sky, if you sit in US, you can also see the cloud. If I sit in India, I can also see the cloud. And the clouds are keep passing from one place to another place. That's where the shortest distance algorithm came into a picture. If you access, for example, if I have a server in Amazon, okay, the same sort of application code, I can create different kind of containers and clustering. I can store my code into a Amazon Web Servers. Then Amazon Web Servers, the pay-as-you-go model. You need not to pay if you are not using it. Only in case think that okay, you are giving a service, that service I don't want to execute on overnight. Only daytime I have to execute it. Then you can also write a script to run your server from a specific stimulative time. And you don't want to run your server if you don't want that particular time. So in that way, unwanted, if you are using a normal physical servers, maintenance is required, separate monitoring is required. Or if you're going for a shared servers, again, the bandwidth is going to be shared for multiple applications. Again, it has some drawbacks. Whereas coming to AWS, there are a lot of benefits of that. So that applications and users can even access from anywhere, and whatever the server which is nearby, that data is going to be, that server is going to activate. This is how Amazon will try to get the data from a server, and this is infrastructure servers, I can say, cloud computing and content delivery and compute power and database storage, anything, whatnot, you can store anything into your Amazon servers. And so next, what sort of people that will be able to perform and who will be able to learn? What is the roles and responsibilities that can be discussed next? Guys, see, operational support engineer and cloud. Cloud, as I already explained, if you are having a physical servers and the transmitting a data from one place to another, we can't even keep multiple physical server. Why? Because it will cost you a company. Whereas coming to cloud, there is a load balancers will be there. We can even scale up, we can even scale down according to our requirements. So those guys are flexible enough. So cloud software engineers, these are the roles: cloud system integrators, cloud developers, AWS solution architect, system ops administrator. So solution architect and developers are cloud developer also there. And these are the different kind of roles which software companies are giving, and responsibilities. Again, we can develop a software and we can move the code into a different servers, and we can provide access to our end customers. And planning, designing, and developing cloud-based applications. These kind of roles are going to take care about cloud integration and development of workflow and process. Monitoring, as I already said, when we are storing a data into a servers, we should also monitor them. Why? Because as long as it's due to some reasons or some risk happens, if the application is not, server is not working, and if the users are accessing, if the data is not transmitting, or if the data is not presenting, it impact a lot in your business. That's why a continuous monitoring and maintenance is also matters a lot. System ops administrators. Administrators is very important for when you are maintaining a servers. Why? Because sometimes if your service is down, immediately we have to check what is the root cause. We should also scale up. We should also install some sort of tools which are really needed for our application to push up and execute as fast as possible. These are the storage mechanism, I can say. And parallelly, apart from AWS, we also have Microsoft Azure. AWS is owned by Amazon. Azure is completely owned by Microsoft. These are the people, those who are giving all kind of benefits for storage our application code in a cloud environment, wherein the cost also it can reduce, scalability, and we can also reduce the complexity of data transmitted between two different systems. So we should always, all these top-notch technologies, whatever we discussed so far, these guys are powerful and it has a lot of demand in the market, and the supply is also very less. That's why, so if you guys can choose any one of them, and since the demand is more and supply is less, chances of getting a job will be more. That's where these courses are completely suitable for freshers or any people who are having entry level. I mean to say 0 to 3 years of experience, and who can pursue graduates from any field, and technical and non-technical, and the person who is having a knowledge on storage. If you have a knowledge on cloud, it will be added advantage. Even if you don't have a knowledge, if you have only what is the storage, how to store, and those people can even pursue this course. And opportunities, again, there are many opportunities are there. See guys, but for a small application to a bigger application, we have to store. Now you can even see today we have given a session about career guidelines with respect to what all the important courses. Now you have to store all the information in your brain. When the situation comes, you have to collect the information from a storage, and you have to utilize it. That is the power of storage, I can say. So that's why small companies, bigger companies, everywhere storage is required. Now openings wise, you can see 26,100 openings are there. Only AWS. If you search for Microsoft Azure, or if you are going for Google Cloud, or if you are going for cloud storage, again the number is going to increase. So then see, for example, every company cloud engineers are required. That too, cloud engineers, and the main MNCs, bigger level companies, level 3 to level 5, I can say, because of with the help of experience. For a startup companies to maintain a cloud, it will cost a company. That's why a bigger MNCs, a level of see, every software company will have some levels, maturity, CMMI levels, which will be given by a authority based upon their features and their facilities, and what sort of different kind of activities what they are performing. Based upon them, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. Level 5 organization are the topmost companies who are publicly limited companies, I can say. So level 3 to level 5 openings are more, and the salary trend, so it is more or less, it will you people will get, fresher level is same, but experience level will get more than a Java or more than .NET. We will be getting a salaries if you are experienced. Next comes back digital marketing. So this is something which is very interesting, that can be carried and taken care of by Mr. Ram Tavva. I would like to hand over next session, next concepts to Mr. Ram.
Hello. Okay. So now let us start with the next technology, which has a lot of opportunities, job opportunities. One is digital marketing. Normally, people get carried away the moment they see the word marketing. Probably it should be related to sales and marketing. I'm a techie, I'm a BTech graduate or a BE graduate. So digital marketing is not my cup of tea. People have some assumptions, wrong assumptions, I would say. But remember, there's a word called digital here. So though you do marketing in the digital space, that is, you do marketing on internet, your YouTube ads, whenever you're watching your YouTube, you get to see a lot of ads. We have Google ads, search engine optimization, where you'll improve the ranking of a website in the search engine. And you have social media marketing, where you do a lot of marketing in the social media space like Facebook and all. So this is a combination of IT with marketing. So typical marketing guys without IT knowledge cannot do it. Typical IT guys without marketing knowledge cannot do it. And even this is a white collar job, more related to IT. You'll be using the Google Analytics and various algorithms that are built by Google, Facebook, and all. And you do a lot of marketing in the space of internet and digital space. So this is also one of the IT related jobs, not merely marketing, right? So people without any programming background, or who hates programming, this is the right job for them. This is the right space for them. See, end of the day, you have to earn a livelihood which is long standing, right? So digital marketing is one of it. It's not that you go from door to door and you do the marketing. You sit at your office, you sit under the fan, and you devise these strategies on the internet, and you market the products for a given company. So this is one area, plenty of opportunities, because 80% of the marketing has become digital. In good old days, there used to be newspaper ads, there used to be pamphlets in newspapers, they used to put hoardings on the road, they used to put some banners on the autos, behind the autos, on the buses. Now, from 100%, this kind of conventional marketing, now it has confined to 20%. 80% of the marketing is happening on the internet only. You see lots of ads, when you move on to the internet, when you watch some videos on the YouTube, when you spend some time in social media, you find ads all over. So digital marketing also, it belongs to IT, and it has equal job opportunities, and the salaries are as good as, or if not better than, typical IT developers or IT programming jobs. You can take my word. And since the marketing has become more digital, it's creating a lot of opportunities, myriad opportunities in the space of job market. Trust me, getting a job in the space of digital marketing is a piece of cake. Very, very easy when compared to other technologies, be it data science. I mean, demand for data science and other technologies is as good as digital marketing. But digital marketing element is, the demand is equally good, if not better, but learning is also very, very easy. No programming, no coding. All you need is a bit of common sense, and you need to be computer savvy. You should know how to operate computer. You should know what is YouTube. You should know social media. Fortunately or unfortunately, of late, all the youth they spend more time on digital market, in the digital space, than in home as well. Yeah. So getting a job and mastering these concepts is comparatively easy with other IT technologies. What is the programming you require to get a job in digital marketing? Zero. Zero. What is the salary you get as a digital marketer? As good as any other IT technology. What will be the career path as a digital marketing expert? As good as an NAIT professional. As good as an NAIT professional. Yeah. So next. Can you change the slide, Bhavi? So what are the roles? Digital marketing executive, search engine optimization specialist, SEO. Search engine optimization is nothing but improving ranks for a given keyword on the internet. For example, if you go and search data science course, you'll see a few websites which are ranking on the first page. There are hundreds of training institutes, hundreds of universities who are offering this course, but very few websites you will rank in the first place or in the first page. Who is doing that? The digital marketing expert, or we call them as SEO specialist. Search engine marketing. It's all about Google ads. So Google, they display a lot of ads and they earn money. You should know how to set with those ads. Search media marketing, SMM specialist, that running ads on Facebook, on Twitter, right? This type of social media platforms. Website designers, content writers, blog writers, digital marketing copywriters, right? Conversion optimizers, email direct marketing expert, digital marketing trainers. Lot of jobs are available in this space. Trust me, if you start learning digital marketing, in 6 months, you'll be on job. You can take my word. But you have to master the concepts. And it's very easy. All you need is common sense. Let us say you are a non-techie, or you are a techie, but you don't like programming. Some of you are not well versed with programming. Some of you are not IT savvy. Some of you are not development savvy. Go for digital marketing. In 6 months, you will settle in my life, in your life. You can take my word. Such a wonderful arena. Huge demand. Even today, every month we get a lot of calls from various companies, some banks, airlines, different companies, and they ask to send these digital marketing trained professionals to them as freshers. Of all the technologies we teach, we train, this is one technology or one area where we are placing each and every participant whom we are getting trained. It's not great about us. It's great about this technology. It's great about this technology creating a lot of job opportunities. Starting from a startup or a roadside beauty parlor to a big giant like Indigo Airlines, everyone needs the marketing to be done about their brand, about their service on the internet. Even if you search beauty parlor near me, the beauty parlors, there may be 20 beauty parlors near, but only 3 will be shown on Google. No, if you have observed, near me, when you search beauty parlor near me, you will find only few search results. So the first top 3, everyone wants to rank in a local SEO. So even a beauty parlor needs digital marketing expert. There will be a lot of opportunities, not only as a digital marketing employee, but as a freelancer. There are a lot of online platforms where you can earn as a freelancer, and you can become an entrepreneur also. There are a lot of digital marketing companies where they do digital marketing for various brands across the globe. So you can start your own entrepreneur. You can start your own entrepreneurship you can start your own company, right? In the space of digital marketing. And the salaries are as good as IT, remember. The salaries are as good as IT, and anyone can pursue it. You're BCom graduate, MCA graduate, BA graduate, whoever. Even undergraduates also can pursue it. You may be wondering where the job opportunities would be. From small companies to very large entities, you will find opportunities. Amazon, Accenture, hiring at a very big number, digital marketing experts. Deloitte is hiring. Wipro is hiring. So the big banks, big brands, they are outsourcing these digital marketing services to Accenture. Accenture is hiring digital marketing experts, they are running. Very big brands, they do it. And if you see, digital marketing, 25,868 jobs are there. Probably till now, what are the jobs you have seen for different technologies? You see, this is the highest number. Highest number. So if you want to pursue this, you do it. Or if you have your friends, relatives, kith and kin who don't like programming, encourage them to go towards digital marketing. Trust me, their life will be settled in a 6 months' time. Yeah, salaries as good as any IT jobs, any IT technology related jobs, right? It starts from somewhere around 1.5, 2 lakhs to 5 lakhs, and as I told, the jobs are as good as any IT professional, any IT technology, as good as that. Yeah. And the next one, we have 2 more to go. In fact, we thought of confining to 10, but we had to take it to 11. And there are a few are not listed here. They're also good, but we have taken the top 10 or top 11. We have emerging technologies like IoT, blockchain, Industry 4.0, but they're still emerging, remember. They're still emerging. The job market has not got so matured. Though you are hearing these words like blockchain, IoT, the job market hasn't not matured. But for the future, these technologies also have a big line share in the job market, and they are in the offing. And the 10th one is data analyst. As I told, data analyst is a intermediate level related to data analysis, whereas data science is an advanced level. As a data analyst, what you would do, you will just analyze the data, develop some insights, and you develop a report. Let us say you joined as a data analyst in Big Bazaar. So you'll take last 5 years sales data of Big Bazaar. You will analyze the Big Bazaar sales, which product is selling more, which product is selling less. and which two products are bought together, and which branch is selling more, at which what point in the month you'll have more sales pertaining to what product. For example, in winter, the sale related to the winter wear will be very high. In summer, the sales of umbrella will be better, the sales of air conditioners will be better. So you'll develop these kind of insights. You'll use some simple conventional tools like advanced Excel, and reporting tools like Tableau, Power BI, and a knowledge bit of SQL and little bit of R programming. These are the prerequisites one if has to become the data analyst. So the difference between data analyst and data science is data analyst with machine learning. Data analyst with machine learning becomes data science. So if you minus machine learning, then it is of a data analyst. And the tools what you use also will be different. Here you will be using more of advanced Excel and advanced Excel, SQL, Power BI, Tableau, because they are all reporting tools. You show in the form of a report. So what are the roles? Data analyst, business analyst, data visualization expert. Here you will be analyzing the data, you will model, and you do the interpretation, and more importantly, you do the reporting. You don't use advanced algorithms like machine learning algorithms, and you don't do the forecasting. Just you will analyze the data, develop a report. Analyze the data, develop a report. That's all, your job is done. And subsequent to this, if you learn machine learning and you implement the machine learning algorithms, then it becomes data scientist. Just in a layman language, data analyst plus machine learning is equal to data scientist. Just in a layman language. The tools will differ just to make you understanding better. And from data science, the next level is AI. So data analyst, the journey starts like this, hierarchy starts like this. As you move up in the ladder, you start as a data analyst, then you will graduate to the next level called data scientist or machine learning expert, and then you graduate to the next level called AI, artificial intelligence. That is the reason I said I discourage starting your career as an artificial intelligence expert directly is not recommended. So here you don't need any programming. No programming. Very little. Even a 10th standard student can master it. Like little bit of SQL queries is what you need to learn. And the formula language what you use in Excel, even a 10th standard student can master it very, very easy. So people without programming or very little programming, if they want to have some IT career, these two will be the best for you. Data analyst and digital marketing. Digital marketing is 0. Data analyst maybe 2 or 3 in a scale of 100 I'm talking. Scale of 100. Right? With very, very, very minimal or no programming, data analyst. So even in data analyst also, career opportunities are very, 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 very good. Right? So graduates from any field, BCom, MBA, BTech computer sciences, I don't want programming boss, but I want IT job. Go for data analyst course. Even I don't want to work on data, go for digital marketing. End of the day, you need an IT career where you are comfortable. You are not good with programming, you are not good with analytical skills, but still, since data science is very lucrative, you want to go into data science, and why do you want to waste your time? See your areas of strength, understand your weaknesses, and choose the right technology. Don't always try to jump for courses like data science, right? Because that has become a buzzword. No, go according to your strengths, go according to your weakness, build on your strengths, leverage your weaknesses, and choose the right course accordingly. You may be paid a little bit less, but you'll be happy. You waste your time, money, and energy on these program-related courses, which is not your strength, because everyone is going that side. No. End of the day, you have to set in your life. End of the day, you should have a livelihood. You should have an earning. How does it matter if you're a data analyst or a data scientist or a front-end developer? You need to have a living. You need to have an earning. You need to have a livelihood. What if you're a digital marketer? You're into an IT job. You're earning. You got settled in your life. Why do you want to run behind the technologies where you are not comfortable with? See the kind of data analyst jobs you have. 47,000, ladies and gentlemen. 47,000, can you believe it? No one wants to become a data analyst. No one wants to move into digital marketing. Everyone wants to become a developer. I'm not discouraging you to become a developer or data scientist professional or something. If it is not your cup of tea, if it is not your strength, why are you chasing behind? And after 3 years, 5 years, you will repent. You will not get into any job. See your seniors. Some seniors, they will be learning every course that is coming into the market. Every new course they learn, they never get into any job. 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, they stay in hostels in Hyderabad, Bangalore, and they keep on pursuing every course that comes into their way, but they never get settled. Guys, know your weaknesses, leverage them. Yeah. So that, as I said, even for freshers, the salaries would remain the same. So no look back. So as I told, if you are not good with programming, with the technology, go either for digital marketing or data analyst, right? If you are good with programming or reasonably good with programming, as we discussed a lot of courses, right? In the space of front-end developer, data science, right? There are so many courses available, right? Thank you.
Okay. Here, I would like to thank both the webinar speaker, Mr. Ram Tavva and Pagadala Murali, for taking out time from their busy schedule and enlightening us with the knowledge. Today day was really a day of learning, and I'm very glad for being part of this forum. I hope each and everyone from this forum will be very clear about what to do next, what to choose next, and how to go with the right path in their life. And we from ExcelR's family would like to wish you good luck for the future. Last but not the least, I would like to thank the support system of ExcelR who made this even more successful. And thank you, support system of ExcelR. And we feel very happy that we were able to guide you throughout the session and to choose the right path for yourself. Stay with us for more videos. Thank you.
Thank you. And now it's a time for question and answers. So, Vineet. So, Somil Mehta asks a question. Good afternoon, sir. Do ExcelR provide drives for freshers? As I saw different job sites, they usually ask experience. Yeah, we do provide. We do provide opportunities even for freshers. See, not only we, everywhere you have opportunities for freshers. Choosing the right technology is most important. As you told, the companies will hire freshers for two reasons. One is to balance their costs. If they hire only the experienced people, the cost of the delivery of the project becomes very, very high. So they make a mix and match of right balance of freshers and experienced people, and they hire freshers for that reason. So in a team of 10, 5, 6 people will be the experienced and 3, 4 people will be the freshers. See, that is the reason why these companies, they hire freshers from the college. Campus recruitment, why they do, it's not to help the college or to not they help the students. So they hire the freshers, they balance their team with freshers and experienced, and so that the cost effectiveness of the project can be achieved, right? So For freshers also, there are plenty of opportunities, but as I said, right technology is most important. The technologies which is very, very hot. If you go for warm or cold technologies, for freshers, getting a breakthrough is very difficult, because the supply of experienced people is already will be very good in the market. Yeah. So yes, we do help the freshers so many. Yeah. So Sakshi says, "Hi sir, I'm currently working on EPM tool, budgeting and forecasting. Can I move into data science?" Yes, yes, Sakshi, because you belong to this genre. You belong to this genre, right? So definitely this will be a right entity for you to move into. Subir Soni asked, "Dear sir, how many live projects generally required to get a job in machine learning?" See, there is nothing how many. It all depends on the subject. So normally for freshers, a minimum of 2 projects is what they look for interns and freshers. It's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. Assume that you have done 10 projects, Subir, but you couldn't answer the questions in the interview, it is of no use. Assume that you have done only 1 project, but you managed well in the interview because you prepared thoroughly with your subject knowledge. Then obviously even 1 project is sufficient. It's more than quantitative; it's the qualitative things what companies will look into, right? But having said this, nevertheless, a minimum of 2 projects, if you do, you'll get a right mix of experience. So there. What is difference between copywriting and content writing? Content writing is writing huge content in the form of blogs. You might read a lot of blogs, right? This is content writing about a topic. What is data science? You write 500 words, 600 words, 800 words, 1000 words, right? What is data science? Or what is digital marketing? What is difference between data science and data analyst? You can write a huge content, a blog, for example, so that it's more of education purpose or learning purpose for the user. Copywriting means you write very little content, the copies of an ad, to lure the audience, some hitting statements. Are you looking for a job? ExcelR, then this is the right place for you. Right? I'll write an advertisement copy like this. Do you want to enjoy your meal, or do you want to enjoy a meal of your home? Then come to our restaurant. A small ad copy with some hitting statements which will attract the customers is called as copywriting. Whereas content writing is more of education. You write pages and pages and pages, right, to educate the users, to give more information. So whereas copywriting is more of a hitting statement, ad statement, right? That's more of a copywriting. Maybe in cinema language, we will say punch dialogues, no? Punch dialogue. So the punch dialogues are like copywriting. Content writing is more of a story, what you write. Yeah, next question. Sir, I am from Bachelor in Management Studies background, and maths is weak. If you are from management background, you maybe are from like a BBM background, you go as digital marketing. Of course, both are equally good, right? So if you are more confused, if you want to have a more this thing, you can call and fix a slot with the number that is showing on the screen, right? Our career counseling experts, trainers will have a one-on-one discussion with you, Disha. They'll explain, because we have to understand your strengths and weakness thoroughly, because both are equally good, data analyst and digital marketing. Both, they don't need programming skills, right? But we have to also see your interests and other things, and we have to give a right decision. So we give a personal career counseling. So you can see the number on the screen, 963215674. Anyone, may not be today, but in the next 1 week, they'll book the slot with the career counselor, like me. A lot of senior people from IT are there. We'll have a one-on-one discussion, and we can suggest you the right career path for you, right course for you. Because we have to understand, just like doctor, every patient is not the same. Even though the disease is the same, the treatment will be different, right? Depending upon their age, depending upon the area they come from, right? Depending upon their gender, or there will be so many factors. Accordingly, the doctor will suggest the right medicine, recommend. Similarly, career path also will be slightly different from person to person. So book your slot by calling this number 9632156744. We will be more than happy to give a personal career counseling. Yeah. Next. So how cloud computing is connected to data science? Need to learn cloud computing in core. First, for the second question, need to learn cloud computing in core, not required. Remember, as a data scientist, you will be extracting the data stored in different locations. End of the day, what you need to do as a data scientist, you have to analyze the data. So when you are analyzing the data, your data, what you are analyzing, may be stored in different locations. That can be present in your computer, in your on your desktop. The data which you need to analyze may be present in an Oracle database. That may be present in an Hadoop system. That may be present in an AWS cloud. That may be present in a Google cloud. That may be present in Azure. So the data which you are going to analyze, that may be present at different locations, at different sources, different areas. So as a data scientist, you should know these cloud architectures, how to connect with this. For example, you're working as a data scientist or a data analyst in Amazon. Amazon, they are storing all their information on AWS. You should know what AWS is, how to connect to that AWS cloud, how to extract the data onto the tool where you are analyzing. So knowledge of cloud is required. Sometimes the data may be present on Hadoop. So knowledge of Hadoop is required. What is Hadoop? Where in Hadoop the data will be stored, and how to connect to Hadoop. How do you get the data what you want? For example, there is 5 years data, but you don't need all 5 years data. You need only from March 2021 to till date. It means last 1 month data. So you have to write a query to fetch that 1 month data from Hadoop system. So knowledge of Hadoop is required. Knowledge of SQL is preferred. So these are all nice to have. Knowledge of cloud technologies. It's not mandatory. Remember, you are not going as a AWS architect, or you are not going as a AWS developer. You are a data scientist. You will be connecting to some cloud systems and you will be extracting the data. So this knowledge of cloud is required to that extent. I'm working as a system developer analyst, as SAS, okay, SQL tools to get a job in data scientist, R and Python with machine learning, Shilpa. Python and R with machine learning. Next. My age is 27. I want to learn data science. Is there any wish my age? No. Since the scarcity is very high, even the companies are not looking into these things. Your age, whether you are 6 feet high or not, right? When there's a demand, when they are not getting people, the HRs will compromise and stoop down to any level when they are hiring. People with 30, 35 years experience as freshers also they're getting. All you need is a subject knowledge. Of course, if you have more than 50 and all, it's difficult. But till 35, 40 years, there's no, so age is not a constraint given the demand in the market. Cyril asks a question. Hello, sir. I see most prefer experience for freshers, whether it be data analyst or data scientist. For freshers as an intern positions, applicant will be 1:500. Any suggestions? You are right, Sudhir. But with trending technologies like data science, where the supply is very less, it's not 1:500. It's not 1:500. If they stick to this 1:500 principle, obviously getting these professionals is very, very difficult. As I said, there's a huge void between the demand and supply. They're not getting the people. They're not getting the people. Here, I would say in data science, it would be say 2:20. So 2:10 for data science. Data analyst, yes, it could be say 1:50 or 1:60. Digital marketing also same 1:50 or 1:60. But for data science, it could be 1:10, I would say. But rest of the warm technologies and cold technologies, what you said is right, 1:500. And even they don't come outside also to hire. What they do for these warm and cold technologies, even if they need some freshers, they train the people who are hiring from the colleges as part of this campus recruitment. They hire the people, right? So let us say they need some people on mainframe, some freshers on mainframe. That's a cold technology. So they hire on mainframe, and they train on mainframe, and they put them into that project. They come outside for freshers only for hot technologies, internally training them and all, but still it is not sufficient. They need some ready-made participants who are already trained, because they need the people in urgent. For these kind of technologies, the percentage will be low. But as you rightly said, for cold technologies and warm technologies, it's 1:500. Yeah. How much, Karthik asks a question, how much time to require to learn data science and what is best to do data science? I would say 6 months to 1 year. 6 months to 1 year, depending upon the learning curve and how much time you spend each day. If you are spending 3 to 4 hours per day, 6 months to 9 months is sufficient. If you are spending less than that, 6 months to 1 year is what you require. And what is best to do data science? Get trained and practice. Practice, practice, practice without losing the moment. Do the projects. So if you are choosing data science as your career path, and if you start with your training, it is more like you should consider you are moved into a job. Normally, if you are joined in a job, what you do? Morning 9:30, you go to office, and evening 6:37, you come back to your home, right? Do the same. 9:30, you go to the training institute, any training institute where you are getting trained. Come in the evening. 5:36, come in the evening. If you are a fresher, if you are full-time pursuing a job. If you are already working, then 3 to 4 hours. So treat this entire training time as if you have got into a job, morning to evening. So work on different assignments, projects, read some blogs, keep that learning momentum consistent. Then 6 to 9 months, easily you will get a job. If you are just going 1 or 2 hours to the training institute, learning for 1 or 2 hours, and coming back, spending time on Facebook, spending time on WhatsApp, and just for half an hour or 1 hour you will see, or otherwise even you don't open your book or you don't do the practice, again next day you do go to the class, it is of no use. Treat this training that you got into a job. 9:30, take your lunch. If you are staying in a hostel, get your lunch. Or if you are staying at home, ask your mother to pack your lunch. Go to the training institute, stay there 8 hours, 9 hours. Treat this as a job. 10 of 10 times you'll get a job. That's what you need to do if you have to get a job in data science. Next. Is it possible to learn 2 programming languages at the same time? For example, JavaScript and Python. Over to you, Murali. Murali, can you help answering this question?
So, yeah, yes, Ramu, it is possible to learn 2 programming language, but it is very important for you to understand what sort of role that you are applying for. See, there is no such kind of restrictions for everyone to learn. You can even learn, JavaScript or Python and data science, anything you can learn. But the thing is, setting a goal is very important. First, whether you wanted to get a job in JavaScript side, try to explore more on that particular area and get a good job. Then slowly, once you are stabilized in that particular JavaScript, then move on to the Python. And parallelly, if you keep learning multiple technologies, what happened? It sounds like you are planning to drive 2 different vehicles. Sometimes if both the vehicles are going in the same, without any problems, it's okay. But if any vehicle takes a turn and if it is troubling you, then the chances of losing a concentration will be more. For that reason, I would recommend you to go for any one first, get a thorough knowledge and good job, then slowly you try to learn other technology as well. Hello, sir. Is AWS needs certification, sir, for sure? Because everyone specifying to be certified as a fresher. If certification is needed, which is better being a fresher, sir? See, knowledge, as Ram has already said, knowledge is important than certification. But sometimes, if you are getting certification from a governance body, that is added advantage. But it is not, really needed if you are highly talented in terms of technical knowledge with respect to AWS, and having a certificate is only for just added advantage, Sri Lanka. It is not necessary. In case there are some companies, if they specifically ask a certification, if you do that, that is going to be added advantage. So this is all about, a 50-50, I can say. But some companies won't even expect a person to have certification really. So if they are validating your skill set, if you are up to the mark, and they'll be able to release an offer. But of course, what I'm trying to explain, if you have a certification, and that is added advantage. Why? Because out of 100 members, if everybody are having a AWS knowledge, especially if you have a AWS certification, then you are going to be, highlighted, and your resume is getting highlighted, and you will get some sort of traction from the recruiters. That in that way, we can say that the certification plays very important role. Next. Hello, sir. I am in ECE final year. I am not interested in programming. So what is the best course to learn to get a job in core or in any other? Sai Devin. Yes, Sai. Actually, in case if you are from a ECE background, I'm sure you can also, if you work hard and if you learn some core technologies, and you will be able to get a job. But what I'm trying to explain, in case if you would like to come to IT side, why? Because we have seen a couple of people, those who are already working in core, and after 2 years, after 3 years, since the core is not giving a good packages for them, that is why again the people are looking back to a IT sector where they will be able to get a good salaries. If you are planning to come to your IT, if you don't want to work in core, if you are thinking about your future, again, don't ever try to commit a mistake. However, earlier old people are doing the same. Initially, if you are interested in core, kindly jump into core, and even the packages will be very less, and you must have to compromise. If you want a livelihood, and if you wanted to get a good, what we can say, professional life and personal life balance, and with a good salaries, better to choose IT career. In that IT career, since you already mentioned that you are not interested in programming, and we have data analyst and digital marketing programs for you, and you can even interact with us. You can also drop your mobile number to our coordinators, and they are going to call you, and they will try to give you more information. Our career counselors are going to interact with you, and they will also understand what is your weaknesses and what is your interest, and all this they will try to ask, and they are going to provide the quality of counseling for you to take a right decision. Next.
The question?
Various courses, be it data science and other courses. We being one of the training institutes, leading training institutes in India,
Okay.
in fact, we don't want to answer this question. There will be a conflict of interest. We cannot recommend ourselves. In fact, our students should recommend us. If I say that we are one of the good institutes, you can join us, it looks very unfair. So I don't want to comment on this. You do a research on Google, find out look into the Google reviews of various training institutes, and you choose the right institute. So it's very unfair on our part if we recommend ourselves. At the same time, we are one of the top-notch institutes. At the same time, we cannot recommend ourselves saying that we are the best. So you do the research, ask your friends or the kith and kin who have already pursued data science, see the Google reviews and other reviews, and you choose the course. So we don't want to comment anything on this question, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. So we are winding up the session. Thank you everyone for staying with us for a long time. Thank you.
Popular Python libraries for ML algorithms, which are currently used in the industry. There are many libraries that are used in Python. One is NumPy, SkyPy, and Pandas, TensorFlow, Keras, Matplotlib. These are the various libraries that are being used in data science. And someone is asking, I'm a last year computer science student, which field should I? You don't have any field knowledge. So we request to reach out to our team. We'll have a personal career counseling. We should understand your strengths and weakness. We just can't recommend any course, a single panacea for all the patients, right? So the panacea varies, the solution varies, the recommendation varies, right? So better contact our team on the number 963-2156744. Book a slot with one of the serious career counselors. They'll help you out, Tavva. Vivek asks a question, sir, I'm passed out 2010 batch. So while getting in job in data science is considered or not, I'll am working in different platform. Again, it's a one-on-one recommendation. Vivek, we recommend to book a slot with our team. Our serious, our career counselors will help you out. Right then, for any other questions, okay, dear, what is the question? Sorry. Please provide suggestions for choosing a live project. See, live projects, normally you don't have anything called as live projects, Subir. Real-time projects you have. No training institute, training company will allow you to work on a live project which is being done for a client. They will give the data. These are the projects which are dealt earlier, which were done for different clients before. So it's a real life projects, a real time projects. What you have worked, you'll be working now. Live means now the client has asked. Let us say Infosys, they got a project on data science. So they won't put you into that project where Infosys is working on a project, no, with experienced people. So no one do that. No one do such a effort, no, to put someone on live project who are interns, who are freshers, who are just learning now, right? So when I say real-time projects, you choose projects which belong to your genre. Let us say you are from mechanical background, you go for mechanical projects, related projects if you have any, or otherwise where in which domain you have more demand, you choose those kind of projects. For example, if you take data science or data analytics or data analyst, in finance domain there are a lot of opportunities, so you do some project which is related to finance domain. And after finance domain, e-commerce domain, there are a lot of opportunities. Amazon's, Flipkart's, the e-commerce companies, they do a lot of hiring of data scientists, so you do some project related to that. So you have to choose a domain where the demand for the job market is more, the job opportunities are more. Then the project what you do, it becomes more relevant when you go for interviews, right? Already, let us say you went to a financial company or a banking company as a fresher for an interview. So the project what you have done is related to banking and finance. Obviously that connect would be there, so the chances for you to get shortlisted would be better. Yeah. Next question. Kiran Kumar Reddy says, Rajesh Naik says, which best course you recommend for? Okay, Kiran Kumar Reddy says, no, you keep one question, let me answer that. I don't know who is taking care of it. Okay, Rajesh Naik. Hi sir, what best course you recommend for data analyst business intelligence? Any data analyst course with Excel, advanced Excel, Tableau, and Power BI. These three should be there. And nice to have should be SQL, R, and Python. So these 6 things should be there. You can check in Google. So Excel, advanced Excel, Power BI, Tableau, these three are mandatory. The rest three are Python and SQL are nice to have. Next question. Sir, is it necessary to learn Python or JavaScript to learn data science? Python is yes. JavaScript is not required. Python is yes. You have to learn Python, but not the core Python. Complete Python is not required. You know, Python is a very versatile language. So you can build databases, you can build mobile applications, some functionality in that. You can analyze the data. Is a very versatile language. So you need not learn the entire core Python. Some concepts of Python are sufficient in the context of data science or data analysis. They are sufficient. I would say 20% of the core Python, or if not 25%. Yeah. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we call it a day, and this goes never ending if you keep on taking the questions. We already running short of time. So we recommend to reach out our team, the mobile number which is scrolling on the screen, and we can have a career counseling session with a one-on-one with the subject matter experts and the trainers. Yeah. Thank you for joining, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching this session. Thank you all.